you have a course or digital product and you're not using email automations yet, you are probably doing way more work than you actually need to do. Today, I'm going to show you how to set up email marketing in Podia, specifically automations and email sequences, so your emails can welcome students, deliver content, and even send follow-ups for you automatically. No tech overwhelm, no fancy funnels, just clean, simple systems that actually work. I've helped creators set up courses and digital products in Podia and other platforms. And here's the thing. Podia's email tools are simple, but they are still great if you use them the right way. You don't need another whole email system platform to get started. Although, if you are using another email system platform or you're ready to step to the next level of your email marketing, check out next week's video because that one is going to cover how to connect Podia and Kit. Just a little sneak preview there. You really just need the right automations in place so people feel supported the moment that they sign up. So before we even get into the setup, here is the biggest mindset shift. Every product should have at least one automated email, and that is a welcome email. This one message alone can reduce refunds, can reduce support emails, and just general confusion over how do I access my course. So if you don't do anything else after you finish watching this video, make sure you set up a welcome email, whether you're in Podia or something else. Do that now. Okay, so let's take a look inside of Podia really quickly and set up an email sequence. So we're just gonna come when you're in your Podia dashboard, and this is a test account, so I don't have like any content in here or anything, but when you come over to, or when you're logged in, you're on your dashboard. Over here on the left, you'll have this, menu bar. Click email, and it's gonna take you to your email section. Now I haven't set up this yet, so it's gonna, if you're just setting up your account, it's gonna ask you a few questions. So you can just put something like what it says there, I accept to receive marketing, something like that, and then you'll have to put your address. All right, and then we'll start sending email. Okay, so the first section obviously is broadcast. So these are going to be your one-off emails. So just like a weekly newsletter, or maybe you're having a launch and you want to just pre-schedule some emails out, but they're not going to be evergreen, they're only for this launch, then you would want to use broadcast for that. So there are some pre-made templates in here that you can start with that they have already designed for you. You would just change your colors. Let's take a look at one of these. Let's look at this one. So it's going to open up a new email here for you, already designed with those colors and everything, and then you can just kind of click through the settings over here, the design settings over here on the right, to change out any of these colors or any of this information. So if you click on general, this is going to give you the background color, the width of the email. You can make it smaller or wider if you want to do that, and then of course padding if you want more space at the top or less, and then sections as well. You can also change your fonts. Come into the fonts section. It's going to start with the size, so this is how you can adjust what size your fonts are going to be throughout your email, and then your heading and text colors. You can see this one has pink links and black text. This is where you can also change the font style. They don't have a ton of options in here, so you'll have to most likely just pick something that is the closest to your brand font if you don't see your specific font in there. You can change if you want it to be like a bolder or a thinner font. And you can also adjust the line height, which is how much space is in between the lines of your emails. Heading font in here is obviously different. So Merriweather would be the body font, and Poppins is what it had as the heading font. And again, with the line height and font weight. You can get very specific. I mean, if you're starting with a pre-made template though, I don't really think that you necessarily need to change all of this. I might come in and change the font color if that's important to you. Otherwise I would just do black, and then maybe a brand color for your links, and then the fonts themselves to just pick something that is as close as possible to your actual brand fonts. Okay, then we've got buttons. You can adjust your buttons in here. Does this email? Yep, here's a button for this email. You can add or change it to the color that you want and add your links and all of that. And then dividers, if you use dividers in your emails, then you can adjust the styling of those as well. As you also maybe noticed, as I click on elements inside of the email template here, it also pops up settings for those elements. So if you wanted to, again, like adjust the settings around this YouTube video here, you can just click on it, change out your video link here. If you have a different thumbnail you want to put, you can choose that here. And then you can also change the way that it looks, including like the play button colors and what it looks like and the background. So like this is the background for the section with the video, this purple, and then the pink play button. You can change those to match your brand as well. So that's going to be pretty much the same for any template that you choose. Like you'll have those settings that you can go through. So if you choose one of the other pre-made templates, then you can just, again, click through everything and adjust it to match your brand. And then you can write out your email from there. And then once you have the email scheduled and everything, like you'll be able to reuse that template. So you won't have to change the colors and everything every single time. All right, now before you send your email, you're obviously going to want to fill out this information up here. So this is a name for you just inside of Podia. So this is just what the email is going to be called for you to reference. Your subscribers are not going to see this. So you could call it like launch email 37 or whatever, and you're going to be the only one who sees that. It's just for inside of Podia. The subject obviously is the subject line, so that's what you're going to put here. And then if you have if you like to put preview text, you can put that here. This is the from name that's going to show up to your subscribers when they receive your email, and then this would be the email address. So you would want to make sure to set up a custom email address inside of your settings here so that you can send emails from your email address, not from the Podia email address. And then this is where you would want to choose your recipients. So this is currently set to all, but if you set up different segments for your subscribers inside of Podia, then you can choose which group of subscribers you want to send your email to. And then once you have updated your content in here, which you can do just by highlighting and then typing in your new content or pasting it in if you wrote it from somewhere else, then you are ready to send your email. So you'll just come up here to send, and you can choose send now or send later. And then I have not chosen any recipients because there's nobody in my account to choose at the moment. So, but you would just choose one of these and then follow the steps for, if you send it now, it's going to send it right then. But if you send it later, you would follow the steps for sending your email and scheduling it for the time that you want it to go out. Okay, so let's just go back to the broadcast page. And here you can see this is the one that we were just messing with. Now it's in here as a draft. I could come back and work on it some more if I want to. Now, if you want to go back to see the other email templates, you can just come up here and click New Broadcast. It's going to show you the one that you just did. So this would be the one that the email that we just worked on is based on, is from. So any colors and things that you changed in here would apply. And so you could just apply this one to use that same style. Or you can click right here where it says pre-made templates, and it's going to show you everything again, including that one without any changes. If you wanted to look at these or use a different style, they're still in here for you. You can also just choose a blank one, which is literally just going to have the very basics in there, and then you can just kind of fill it out from scratch if you want to do that. All right, I'm going to click done and finish later to just go back here. So then there's that blank one. That's pretty much it for broadcast. It's basically just design your email and hit send or hit schedule. They're pretty straightforward overall. So let's take a look real quick at campaigns. So campaigns are going to be email sequences depending on if you're currently using a different email software. You know, they all seem to call them something different. Flowdesk calls them workflows. Kit calls them sequences. I think ActiveCampaign might call them campaigns. They're all different depending on what you're using, but it's basically a series of emails. They're essentially evergreen because they don't get assigned a specific date or time to send. They send based on when the subscriber is added to the sequence. So to do that, we're just going to click right here where it says New Campaign. We're going to give the campaign a title so that you know what it is. So this would be like maybe based on your freebie, like your freebie welcome sequence or something. You could just call it welcome sequence. Again, you're just going to choose the name that you want them to see and the email address that it's going to send from. And then you're going to choose who you want to go into this sequence. So this again would be if they're added to your audience, or maybe they get tagged with something, or maybe they join a wait list that you create inside of Podia, then you can add them to a sequence based on that. this checkbox here is asking if you want to add people who already meet those conditions. So let's say you set up a wait list for a new product but you don't have your sequence set up yet, but people have joined your wait list. You want to add those people who've already joined to your sequence when it's ready. So you would want to leave this checked. But let's say you've done a welcome sequence for, a new freebie or something. You have people who already have the freebie, but they've been on your list for a minute now. You don't want them to go through the welcome sequence. So you would want to uncheck this box so that only new people go into the sequence, not people who already meet those conditions. And then if you want them to exit, then you can set up exit conditions here. So this is set for unsubscribed, which is required apparently. And then once they receive the final email, then they will leave the sequence. You could also probably add things like if it's a sales sequence, if they purchase the product, then they get removed from the sales sequence because you don't need them to continue to get sales emails after they've bought something, right? All right, and so this is where you start adding emails. So you're just going to click on new email. Our templates are in here. So this is the blanked one that always shows up. And then this is the email, the first one that we designed. So if you wanted to keep using that style, you could just click on this one and then make your changes. Or this is the second one that when I showed you that blank template in the broadcast section. So let's just apply this one. It's going to add it here to your email. Up here is where you're going to choose how often or how quickly you want the emails to send. So for the first one, generally I recommend sending it in 0 days. That will send it out right as soon as somebody is ready to get it. So as soon as they join the sequence. This is where you're going to put your subject line, and then if you have preview text, that is going to go there. And then again, you can just click through the email, edit the content, change colors if you want to, remove videos, add videos, change them, change buttons, all the things. Add all of your content in here. The email builder is the same as for the broadcast, so it's pretty straightforward. When you're done, you're just going to come up here and click. You can either click finish later if you're done working on the sequence for now, or you can click new email, and it's just going to take you right back here to adding another email. So this one you would want to be at least 1 or maybe 2 days later, depending on the topic of your sequence. Again, you would just click to add one of your email templates here, change out the content, and then click done. We're going to go ahead and click finish later. And so now you can see here we've got 2 emails. One sends on day 0, and then the next one sends on day 2, and then you would just continue adding your sequences. Adding your emails, and then whenever somebody meets the conditions of how you want them to go in it, then they will just start receiving emails. And that's it. When you're finished adding your emails and you're ready for it to be active, you just want to make sure you come up here and click run. And that is it. It is so straightforward. Like, Podia is one of my favorite tools for this because it is very simple to get set up. So if you're just getting started and you're looking for an all-in-one kind of system that has everything that you need and you don't need to put a bunch of different tools together, I think this one's great. And now you know how easy it is to set up emails. If you're building a course or a digital product now and you just want some help planning it, I have a free Create Your Course Starter Kit guide. I'll put the link in the description and the comments so you can grab that. It's totally free and it will walk you through all of the things that you need to think about as you are planning your course or digital product. It even includes mapping out your content and thinking through things like user experience, all without overwhelm. So again, that link will be in the description for you. Now here's the cool part. Once this is set up, Podia can run your email sequence even if your course isn't finished yet. That means you can pre-sale, welcome students, and keep momentum while you're still building out the actual content of your course. Trust me, that takes off so much pressure sometimes. This means you can pre-sell, welcome students, and just keep momentum with like your launch, all while you're still building your course out. I can take off a lot of pressure sometimes because we get stuck and like, oh, I'm supposed to finish this by this date or whatever. And yes, obviously you should stick to dates that you've promised to your audience or your students and people that have given you money. But if you're in kind of like the pre-sale part of it and you just need a minute, so you can pre-sell and welcome students and really just keep momentum while you're still building out your course. All right, now you know how to set up email marketing in Podia using automations and sequences. It's very simple, clean, and effective way to stay engaged with your students and your audience as you are building out and creating new content. If this helped you, be sure to grab the Create Your Course Starter Kit below. Again, that link is in the description and in like the pinned comment. And I will see you next week where even though We just talked about how to send emails in Podia. If you prefer to have them connected to an email marketing software like Kit, specifically Kit, I'll be showing you how to set up the integration between Podia and Kit, showing you how to set up your email marketing sequences over there if you prefer to use that instead of the Podia email system. Have fun setting up your course, have fun writing your emails, and I will see you next week. Bye.